So hello guys, and good evening, good morning, whatever time you're watching. How are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. Today is a Tuesday, so today's reflections, one of the things I wanted to share is real life versus social media and influence and things like that. So for example, a lot of my biggest clients actually, and some of the closest friends that I've made on Instagram have actually been the people that I've had like really undercover accounts. Sometimes in this modern day and age, we are quick to judge and assume somebody's worth based on the amount of followers and likes and things that they have, which is, one of these dystopian sort of weird Black Mirror sort of ideas. But it's true, and it happens a lot, and I've seen it when I've gone out to like these Instagram tradespeople sort of events, and outside of that when it comes to the music industry and the festival industry that I've been in, and other places. So a lot of people are like, oh, how many followers you have? Oh, you have this many. And immediately their perception changes. It's a known psychological fact. From my personal experience, one of my best friends ever, I met him for Instagram, and he had like 0 posts, no picture. I think he had like 2 followers and was following like 20 people. Yeah, he messaged me on Instagram, and I replied to like as many DMs as I can, and I just replied back, and we just spoke about life, and I was like, oh my gosh. And it's been years now. He's like one of my best friends, and like we've worked together, and we just talk about life, and we check in on each other. And and he said, oh, I'm surprised like you reply back to me, because I didn't have any pictures or any followers or any posts. And I said, look, at the end of the day, like as long as you're a human behind that account and not like a AI clone or I don't know, some kind of robot, like we're cool. And even if you are a robot, maybe it could be cool, but no, I'm messing. And I said, look, I'm not the kind of person to judge somebody based on how active they are on social media. It's never really been my thing. And it works the other way around, where I've been to like some of these trade shows, and someone's like, oh look, that's like so and so, and I'm like, who? They're like, oh, don't you know he's got like 500,000 followers? And I'm like, nah, probably follow him. I don't really watch like people's content like that unless like you're my friend and you pop up and whatever else. But I'm not really the kind of person to judge somebody's worth based on the followers. Anyways, there's again nothing wrong with that. It's just human psychology. If you do, then that's fine. And obviously when it comes to brands and other things, and they do look at how many followers you have, when they probably shouldn't. They should look at the community you have and the ratio of like the interactions you get, because on social medias are full of fake things. So you can buy fake followers. There's a fake account of me on TikTok, and they bought the same amount of followers that I have, same amount of likes, same amount of comments, and you can even buy views. You can buy anything you want on the internet these days. So don't be deceived. Anyways, the whole reason why I'm sharing this is recently there's been quite a few clients and tradespeople that I've met, and their accounts look like fake burner accounts, literally nothing on there. But they've had all the real life connections, and they've hooked me up. So been there, done that, tried it out, and it's legit. And it reminds me of something Mark Allison said, Apprentice 121, where he said, look, sometimes the real life influence and the real life work that we do and the real life connections we have don't necessarily reflect what's on Instagram. Like this community and everything else is fine, but it doesn't necessarily mean that someone's got that kind of power in real life, if that makes sense. I hope you're getting where I'm going with this. Yeah, somebody might have a lot of followers, and that might be cool for social media purposes, but they might walk into a room and their influence is not as strong as somebody who walks in and they might only have like 1,000 people or 500, but everybody knows who they are, and they're really cool and down to earth and authentic and all inspirational and like elevated, and they'll have that influence when they walk into a room. Whereas somebody with like 100,000 subscribers or followers or whatever else might walk in, and their energy might not be like that big or that authentic, or that influential, if that makes sense. Yeah, I guess to summarize that reflection would be like, don't get sucked in to that whole deception of followers, views, likes, comments, meaning something more. Real life connections should be valued more than that. But again, it depends on what game you're playing. If you are playing like the social media game and you want to get the numbers and you want to get everything else, and there are brands that also look for the numbers because they don't appreciate that somebody with like a smaller following might have a tighter connection, who might actually be able to put content out that will be seen and appreciated by more people. So the other thing I wanted to reflect on is duality, and sometimes there's two sides to a story. I'll share a personal example. So there is a brand that I'm in communication with at the moment, and they're offering me a deal and they don't, look, why don't we partner up? These are the benefits that you'll get and these are the benefits that we'll get from partnering up with you, and then maybe we can work something out. And we've just been in discussion for a while, and I'm like, okay, I just need a little bit more time to consider this whole scenario. I've come up with how I perceive it. I've come up with the pros and cons, and I'm like, yeah, you know what, I think I made a decision. And then I thought, you know what, let me run it by 2 people. Let me just see what they say. Run it by those 2 people, and they've brought up things that I never even thought of. They've completely given me arguments. One of them completely against working with that company, the other person completely encouraging me to go with. I sat there and I thought, wow, imagine this. Like, I was just going to go ahead with it, probably. That was what I was inclined to do. Speaking to these 2 different people that had different opinions, totally different opinions, I realized that there's so many different viewpoints you can take depending on your unique life experience and your unique perspective on life. They're both just as valid. They both have reasons to back up what they're saying. Now I'm in a place where I'm like, I don't think I want to work with that company. It's because I got influenced by what one of the people said. The other reflection I have with this is, sometimes we just need to do things if we feel like they are right, rather than seeking advice and validation from others. Because if you're indecisive, you can be easily swayed. And if it's something like an idea that you have that you really want to do, and then you go around asking for your friends and other people for advice and they talk you out of it, that might be the one thing that you was really excited to do that would have popped off. Then you wouldn't have known what you could have achieved because you wouldn't have done it. And then it might have just been there at the back of your mind, eating at you for not ever trying that idea that you had because somebody else talked you out of it. So for that reason, I'd say, like with a lot of things, if you thought about the idea and it's not something crazy that could potentially put you in a risk of losing all your money and making you homeless completely with your family, that's dependent on you. Something like that, obviously you weigh up the risks and everything else, and don't do these kind of things without discussing, with someone else first. But if it's something like quite minor, just go for it. Just do it and find out. Sometimes it's good to bounce ideas with other people, but a lot of the times they'll just talk you out of it. They'll put the doubts in your mind that you didn't need. One good thing might be is to let someone know that you've decided to do it and that you're welcoming any feedback on what might go wrong so that you can prepare on how you can tackle it. But even then, don't recommend it. There's a lot of people out there that would never do what you want to do and what you want to achieve, and they might ever be as brave as you are, and they will talk you out of it. And if it's something that you want to do, you will regret not doing it. Like, it might haunt you for years. So yeah, just get up and do it. I think that's it. I think that's my 2 reflections for today. There was quite a few other things I wanted to reflect on. I've left this video till late. I think I'm just like sort of doing it before bed when I've had time to chill and there's a lot of thoughts in my mind and it's just spiraling round and round, and I'm like, yeah, you know what? These are really cool ideas. These are really good ideas. I think tomorrow's vlog I'm going to do while I'm out and about. And tomorrow I'm going to do a 2 quotation. That should be quite interesting. Very different to what I've been doing so far. So what I'm going to do is tomorrow's like vlog daily video. I'm going to quite a bit of like real life point of view sort of footage and explain like what I'm doing, what I'm planning, where I'm going. Like a day in the life kind of vlog. That should be cool rather than just me sitting here talking to you guys. My voice is going, whoop. But anyways, thanks for watching, and yeah, see you later.